All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the War Zone once again. Today, we're going to be doing some brief breakdowns and predictions for the UFC 265 card. We're going to start from the prelims and work our way up to the main card. And we have Derrick Lewis versus Ciryl Gane for the interim heavyweight championship of the world. The winner of this hopefully will face off against Francis Ngannou for the real belt. All right, so let's get into it. So first off, we have in the men's bantamweight division, we have Johnny Munoz against Jamey Simmons. Johnny Munoz has definitely fought the better competition. Jamey is a little wild and reckless. So real quick, I'm going to go with the more controlled and calculated fighter in Munoz. So I'm going to take Johnny Munoz by decision. All right. So next up in the women's flyweight division, we have Victoria Leonardo against Melissa Gatto. So I'm going to go with the undefeated Melissa Gatto. She had two tough draws on her record, one to Edna Oliveira and Sydney Rocher. She does have a win over Karol Rosa, though, who is a decent fighter, who's actually on a 4-fight win streak in the UFC right now. I believe that she will be prepped for this fight after a layoff. I think she'll be ready. And I'm predicting Gatto by second round submission. All right, so next up in the men's bantamweight division, we have Miles Johns against Anderson dos Santos. I have to go with Miles Johns in this one. Very solid fighter with a record of 11-1. He can grapple. He can strike. Anderson is a bit older, not sure what he has left in the tank. Got to go with Miles Johns because of his striking and grappling. Not to mention the level of competition that he's beaten in the past. I'm taking Miles Johns by unanimous decision. He'll definitely get the job done. Next up, in the men's flyweight division, we have Manel Kape against Osbourne. Very interesting fight. I'm giving the edge to Manel Kape. Odie is very dangerous, unpredictable. He's a bigger fighter in this fight. He is making a weight cut in this fight. He usually fights at bantamweight. I'm not very confident in that. He does slow down as the fight goes on. I just trust Manel Kape's experience, and I believe that he will drag him into deep waters and pull out a decision in this fight. So I'm going to go Manel Kape 29-28. So next up, in the women's strawweight division, we have Karolina Kowalkiewicz against Jessica Penne. I got to go with Karolina. Jessica Penne is just not a good fighter at all to me. Karolina has way better striking. I expect her to piece up Jessica Penne on the feet. Don't be surprised if at some point she stops her. Penne is the older fighter. She's 38 years old. To me, at this age, you're either fighting your way up or just looking for a paycheck. And you know what? Kowalkiewicz is 35. So, but I just think that she's just the better technical fighter of the two. So I have to go with Kowalkiewicz, the younger, better fighter. Mind you, she's fought way better competition. She has fought for the title once. So I'm going to go with Kowalkiewicz by unanimous decision. Next up, in the men's light heavyweight division, we have Alonzo Menifield against Ed Herman. I am no doubt taking Alonzo Menifield in this fight. Ed Herman is 40 years old. I just don't see the motivation for him in this fight at all, or in his career, for that matter. Menifield is 10-2. He's younger, stronger. He has KO power, can grapple, can submit you. There's absolutely no way I can see Ed Herman winning this fight. So I'm going to go with Alonzo Menifield by first round KO. All right, so next up, we have in the men's bantamweight division, we have Vince Morales against Drako Rodriguez. So, very tough fight to call. Vince Morales is a much better striker. Drako is a better grappler. He doesn't use his grappling, I believe, like he should, to his advantage. Drako does start slow, which could be a problem because Vince is a scrapper. He has great cardio, decent takedown defense. With that being said, I'm going to give the slight edge to Vince Morales. I know that he's a slight underdog in this fight, but I'm just going to go with Vince Morales because of his striking. And Drako does leave his chin open. So I'm going to go with Vince Morales, 29-28 by decision. All right, so next up in the men's lightweight division, we have Bobby Green against Rafael Fiziev. I give the edge in this fight to Fiziev. He's definitely the stronger, more physical fighter. He will come out aggressive early. He has really good takedown defense. Bobby has great hands, but he's a little too reserved in his striking at times. He can grapple, but I don't see him doing it early in this fight. Fiziev, I can see Fiziev slowing down in the third round, but I believe he'll do enough in the early rounds to pull this fight out. So I'm going to go with Rafael Fiziev by decision, 29-28. All right, so next up in the men's bantamweight division, we have Song Yadong against Kenney. Another tough fight. Kenney has great cardio. He's a little bit more scrappier than Yadong is. Song does slow down in fights. I have to go with Kenney, man. He's scrappier. He can attack the body well. Slightly a better striker. It's going to be a good scrap, but I just think Kenney can pull it off with more activity in this fight. So I'm just going to take Kenney by decision, 29-28. All right, so next up in the women's strawweight division, we have Tecia Torres against Angela Hill. Very, very, very tough fight here. It's a matter of who brings their A game, who fights the smartest in this fight. However, Torres has improved in every aspect of her game. Angela Hill is a scrapper. She will come out with a chip on her shoulder. Solid fighter. Doesn't always get the nod, but I expect her to bring it. I truly believe that if Angela Hill can pace herself in her fights, she'll get a lot better results. She can definitely win because she comes out super aggressive in the early rounds. You know, she can take the first 2 rounds and then coast in the third round. She can definitely win. But that hasn't worked out pretty good for her. However, in this fight, man, I'm going to give the edge to Tecia Torres, man. Just because she's peaking right now at the right time in her career. I think she's improved more. I just feel like Hill will slow down, and that has been a problem, man. She, especially against a fighter like Tecia Torres, you really don't want to be slowing down. But like I said, Angela, she does throw more strikes. She lands more strikes, and she can take you down. So I'm just anxious to see what kind of game plan she comes out with, because this is a winnable fight for Angela Hill. But I'm going to give the edge to Tecia Torres, 29-28 by decision. All right, so next up, we have in the men's welterweight division, we have Michael Chiesa against Vincente Luque. Wow, great matchup, two veterans. This is also a question of who's ready to execute their game plan. Wow. Will Chiesa wrestle in this fight? I'm going to tell you now, man. He does not have a chance on the feet with Vincente Luque. I'm going to go with Luque because I don't see Chiesa being able to keep this fight on the ground if he happens to take it to the ground. Luque is just way more technical. I definitely have Luque by decision. And the thing about it is Chiesa has to be careful in this fight because he can mess around and get reckless or just too relaxed, man, and get finished by Vincente Luque. So I'm just going to have to go with the better striker and just all-around fighter, man. I got to go with Vincente Luque by decision, 29-28. All right, so next up, in the men's bantamweight division, we have Jose Aldo against Pedro Munoz. Okay, so Aldo, former champ, definite legend, etc., etc. He's a slight favorite in this fight. However, I'm going to go with Pedro Munoz to pull this fight out. I'm not very confident in what Aldo is really serious at this point in his career, especially about getting back into title contention or anything of that sort. Munoz, I believe, is going to use this opportunity to fight his best fight. I think he's going to come in the best shape of his life for this. After all, it is Jose Aldo. I just think he's going to do enough to win in this fight. He definitely has a higher striking output than Jose. His accuracy is better than Jose Aldo. They're pretty even in the grappling department. Yeah, I'm going to go with Munoz by a close decision. All right, people, here we are in the main event interim heavyweight title fight between Derrick Lewis and Ciryl Gane. There's no question in this fight here who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Ciryl Gane in this fight. He's a way better fighter than Lewis in every aspect of mixed martial arts. One thing that Lewis does have is that equalizer. He has true KO power. He will get you out of there if you get caught slipping. However, Gane moves too well. He throws leg kicks. He can take you down. He can submit you. Kickboxing. He moves extremely well in the ring, and I don't see him standing there trading with the likes of a Derrick Lewis. I feel like the only chance of Derrick Lewis Winning is to catch Gane if he happens to slow down. I see Gane is way too smart for that. And I see him winning every single round in this fight. I mean, we could possibly give Derrick Lewis a round if Gane happens to take a breather in one of these rounds, but I see him winning by unanimous decision. I got him winning 50-45, Gane by unanimous decision. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave your likes and comments below. I appreciate you. And with that, I'm out of here. Peace.